Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League main bracket, round 2 here in season 4 with Incured versus Aegis. We're up first with Incured's killer here. Elo on the good guy slash Chucky here in Ormond Lake Mine. And we're off to a off straight to the mid. And we do spot a survivor, I think, at the shack here. And we have a very I would say standard build at this point. We have seen a lot of Ruin this season of Blood Rush League. This time we have Ruin Undying instead of Ruin Thrill, and we have Corrupt Pain Res. The Firecracker does go down, but it does not connect here. Drago playing that shack, but looks like we're gonna hit the gotta leave that, and we're gonna go look for a survivor. Probably not in our Corruption, which I think is a good idea here by Elo. As for add-ons, we do have Slice and Dice Duration with that Jump Rope. I think that's a jump rope. It's like 8% increased slice and dice duration. And we do have Mangled and Hemorrhage, so we have Sloppy Butcher on our M2 hits, which is very, very good here, I feel. We see a survivor at back 12, and we hear the main gen being worked on. However, it's regressing, so the survivor did pre-leave, and it's fully regressed at this point. I don't know. I think we need to get into a chase here very soon. Like, is ideal. We get a bunch of scratch marks. We start a slice and dice, but obviously, like, we're way too far. But we use it to get back and get into distance here. Chasing Peck on the Atom. And they're going to be going towards his jungle gym here by this between like 7 and 6. And we are gonna pick chase the Shack with Shack Ballot being pre-dropped here, which is fair. And in the background here, we could see there are 2 totems being worked on. And that will be Undying and Ruin dying, like, going away pretty much at the same time. Survivors getting a really good start into this game. I'll be honest, like, with first injure happening fairly late, pretty much right as Corrupt is ending. So, like, injure, I think, 110 seconds into our trial here. But with that being said, the gen pressure isn't super there yet. The main start of the game was stealthing and getting rid of these totems. So we do get a down, as unfortunately Adam Tech here was not able to dodge that slice and dice entering the locker. And we are going to be pain resing here in the mid. This is a very strong pain res hook, very central, and you can return to it fairly easily for most parts of the map. And it does hit some generators here. We could see main here, I believe, got hit, and we have the gen at 10 being worked on. We go to main, get that kick. Yeah, without Ruin here, without Eruption, it's like our only regression at this point is Pain Rest, and after we spend all our Pain Rest charges, we are perkless, which can be a bit tough, but hey, like, for the people immediately off rip here as we get our first unhook, I think it's gonna be very strong since we're committing the Adam. We don't quite get the flick around the corner as Adam does make that. We have to go win this mind game as we're a 4.4 killer and we're not very fast, right? And we do win the mind game and we get the M1 hit here. Very, very good stuff here by Elo, and we're gonna have to enter our slice and dice here, and we're gonna see if we could get a connection. The answer is not quite, despite our 8% increased slice and dice duration as the first generator here at 10 finishes. We're gonna get the pallet drop at 8. This is like, depending on how fast this down happens, I would say this is a pretty neutral spot for our for our killer and survivors here. Like, 3 gens remaining, second hook happening. This is slightly getting more in favor with the survivors here, but we have to see if the death hook can happen before, not the death hook, if the tunnel out can be secured before the next gen pops, then I would say, like, it is pretty good here for Elo. But a tunnel out at 2 gens is a bit scary, and a tunnel out at 1 gen is I think pretty much you're looking at stages, unless of course, like, the survivors, unless it's a very tight 3 gen and the survivors, like, make a significant mistake, or the killer has a lot of pressure by having the survivors all injured. But I don't know, like, 2 gens popping here by the second hook is kind of rough. All 3 other survivors are also healthy. The For the People survivor, I believe, was Valdez, getting healed. Managing to get healed here is really good for our survivors. So we could possibly get another For the People unhook. We're going to be lurking around the area, and we could see here, we have Valdez urban evading in the 6 side edge map. We have Drago working the gen here at 11, and we have Zvexy working the gen at, I believe, 2. We do get the pull here, but no For the People, and it's going to be a hook trade as Valdez does go down. Are we gonna go pick Valdez here? And I think this is a pretty good idea considering the state of the game. We're gonna get that Pain Res hitting Zvexy's gen, I believe, at 2, sending it back to about 75%. But even then, we have Drago on that generator with progress here at the 11 side. And after that finishes, they can support tech here on the tunnel out. And I don't know, it's gonna be pretty strong here. Like, we have the option of unhooking Valdez. We have the option of supporting tech. I think protecting Valdez is more important right now, and the person, Tori on the Spexy can go for the pull, but it looks like we're opting to go straight for the pull here as Tech is left to loop downstairs. Oh, yeah, and Spexy coming here to help. Okay, fair enough. This still works out in the end, and that buys Tech a lot more time to get into the tiles here at 3. Pre-dropping that pallet, and we're gonna be forced to break it. I don't know, this is a very scary position for our killer here. Our survivors are doing an excellent job getting this tunnel out happening as late as possible, and we're gonna go vault that into a slice and dice. Will we get... Ooh, we do get the down, and our tunnel out will be happening at 1 generator remaining, but Drago here with a generator at 7, at 50% is insane gen pressure here by our survivors, and it looks like Valdez and Spexy are going to be resetting here. I am thinking this is potentially maybe like either like 5 to 8 stages is what I'm like predicting at this point. We have 4 stages on the board. Actually, wait, no, we do have 4 stages, not 3. So I'm thinking 6 to 9 stages, possibly. And we do get a tag here on Valdez as they get the reset just in time for them to get tagged, unfortunately. We're getting these M2 hits, which gives us a really good opportunity here to slow down the survivors reset with the Mangled and the Hemorrhage on that from the Purple Razor. Oh my, what a down here on Spexy on the Tori. And with that, we're gonna get another Pain Res ideally. However, the Pain Res hook here in mid was used to sacrifice Tech, and that means no Pain Res it is in sight, and the last generator pops. Oh no, disaster. But it's not over yet. Elo might still be able to ideally find Drago here and hook them. If we hook Drago and find Drago and hook them, right, that's 8 and like fully camp them out and all that. That's 8 stage 4 fresh here, which would be very good. Oh no.
Where the hell do you think you're going?
And we're just gonna get a hook trade here. I don't know about that unhook. You're just trade. It's just a hook trade, and you're just like the. Was that Spexy was not near getting was not near going second, and I think you could have taken the time there to maybe get the reset and then play for that unhook. But instead we have Valdez now immediately on the hook. We catch Drago, they pull, but this is exactly what we want. We want to down Drago. We want to hook Drago for our 4th fresh and possibly 3 extra hook stages. We get the tag with M2 and they run towards they're running towards the gate here. Someone is playing main. And it looks like it's going to be Valdez potentially taking the down here for Drago, which would be very good considering that will be only 1 hook stage, but they managed to slice and dice around, but they whiff Drago making it to the gate. I think everyone here would be taking a hit for Drago. I think Drago is out here as we opt to instead chase Valdez possibly for our final hook stage here to secure 7 stages instead of 6, but I think they have enough distance here to make hatch. Will they make it? Oh my. Will they make it? Will they make it? The answer is yes! Oh, just as the kill prompt started! Oh my god, what an end game! Valdez barely making it into that hatch. Crazy, like literally a second earlier with that down, they would have been worried. But yeah, no, that wraps up our first set here with 6 hooks, 3 fresh. So that gives a win condition of 6 hooks, 4 fresh, or 7 hook stages for our killer here on Aegis. I'm very excited to see how they do, and we'll be back as we set up the next lobby. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4, main bracket round 2 here with Incured versus Aegis. This time we have Aegis here on Fasty playing for Aegis on the good guy here in Ormond Lake Mine with a win condition of 6 hooks, 4 fresh or 7 hook stages. I think it's a very achievable win condition here, but we'll have to see. Like, the survivors of Incured might just juice. I mean, we've both teams we've seen play before, and they both played exceptionally well, which is why they're here in the main bracket. Oh no, as unfortunately Raffi loses that mind game and gets hit by Slice and Dice. Oh, gets hit by an M1 and then we'll... There was a Slice and Dice, but they do have a double pallet here, and double pallets are fairly strong. Gonna walk up towards here the pipes, concrete cylinders. Oh, Bill non grata on the Tori, taking a hit there for Raffi. Very well played. Raffi, will they make it? It's a 4.4 killer, so it's gonna be a bit close. The answer is no! And we do get it down here. We have a very similar build, but instead of Undying, instead it's Raw Ruin. And as a backup, once Ruin goes, we have Eruption. And then our add-ons are pretty much the same. Oh, this is a basement hook here. A basement hook is interesting. I think it concedes that first 1 or 2 generators from that first chase, because we're not opting not to use a Pain Res, but it can provide a lot of value with securing our second stage and potentially securing that tunnel out pretty quickly. Ooh, but we do find the survivor on the gen that's about to finish, and I do think they, however, spot the Hex. We are currently undetectable, and we're gonna send a Slice and Dice here in main on Tori. We don't get the down as Tori makes the pallet here at the back corner of main. However, it's extremely hard to check spot Chucky. Oh no, we are slowed by that chem trap. W chem trap value as a generator here at 11 finishes, with Elo finishing that gen. An unhook does happen in the background by Mia, who pulls Raffi here in the basement, and they're gonna opt to heal in Shack. And we will be seeing a hook happen here now. I'm expecting a hook here at 3 o'clock with that Pain Res, as Ruin does go away, as it was spotted earlier by Quan as they left the 11 gen. And the hook goes down. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it hit a fairly non-progressed gen. Yeah, it hit main gen, I think, which was about like 40% progress. So it goes down to about 20. We see the Shack gen being worked on a little bit here, but barely has any progress. So our main gen right now is at like 40%. So not the most amazing gen pressure, but it isn't nothing. We do see a survivor going at 1. I think Fasty is in a decent position here. We have 2 stages on the board, 1 survivor still on the hook. The gen pressure isn't super there. They need to secure 4 more hook stages and 2 more fresh here to win, or 4 more hook stages for a tie. Oh, sorry, 4 more hook stages and 1 more fresh for a tie. Or they need to secure 5 hook stages as well for the other win. We do spot Mia here. Oh, not the vault in once again, losing that 50. Very good mind games here by Fasty. Winning these 50s, getting the survivors to vault into them for that tag. We're gonna get a Slice and Dice now, possibly. But will Fasty make the window? Oh, they're not going to go for the window, and they do not make it. Amazing. Sorry, Mia, not Fasty making the window. Amazing spacing there by Fasty, hitting Mia pretty much right at the end here. And we're out. Instead of basement, we're going to get that Pain Res up here now at the back of Shack. And we're off once again with Slice and Dice going to 7, looking for a survivor. And we do spot Bill on the Tori here at 7, going 8, now at 9. Will they play this? I believe the pallet is still down. Yes, it is. And how will Bill play this? Honestly, it looks a bit scary here for our survivor. Oh no! I don't know. That could have been auto aim. I don't play Chucky super much, so I'm not familiar with how Slice and Dice works in that kind of level. I think it might have been auto aim. I'm not sure. But that was very unfortunate, and that will prolong our chase just a tiny little bit long enough, I believe, for Ilo to finish a gen here. And it looks like Ilo does pop that gen here in main as we get our 4th hook stage of the trial here, putting us at 4 hooks, 3 fresh, 2 away from the tie condition, and 3 away from our win condition, or 1 more fresh hook and 2 more hooks for the other win condition. ideally, not gonna lie, if I was Fasty here, I would be looking towards finding Elo, committing a full chase to Elo, and just hooking them, and just you'd honestly face camp them until, for that win. So it's very essential that Elo here stays stealth and not get found. It'll make the win condition one hook stage more compared to getting 6 hooks 4 fresh. Instead, they'll have to get 7 hooks, which is 3 stages away. But with 3 generators remaining, it's honestly looking in favor of Fasty here. Like, I'm not sure if this is exactly a 4K. It could be, especially if Bill doesn't get reset. But oh my, what a chase here as they win another mind game. Very patient plays here by Fasty and getting the survivors, like, just pressuring them into making mistakes, such as like running towards them, thinking that they're going around the wall. And I mean, it's Chucky, right? It is hard to see them, especially when they're in their power and they don't have a red stain and are undetectable. Like, being this small itself is an advantage, I feel. But yeah, no, with 3 gens still remaining, like, we could potentially still see like like, I'm pretty sure we're looking at 4K for a 4K here. Like, 2 survivors on death hook. Bill is still not reset, right? Elo's working away at the generator here at the like 10-9 area, and we get Bill on the unhook. I don't know if this is the person you want to be sending to unhook, as it is a death hook survivor, so they literally could down anyone here and they'd be happy, I'm pretty sure. As a generator will finish in the background, waiting here for the slice and dice. Oh, we are stuck in this left-right vault, and unfortunately, that will be our first sacrifice here as Raffi goes down as Elo finishes the gen at 10. Oh no, but if Tori gets caught too and this turns into a 1v2 at 1 gen remaining as Mia finishes the gen here at 7. This is BAF team. Oh my. And I believe with both of these hooks, this will secure the first set win though for Aegis. Yeah, Aegis, sorry. It is getting late here, I'll admit. Whoa! Wait, sorry, out of nowhere, Elo with a pallet stun. Okay, Elo. And the firecracker! Oh! Oppa! This is potentially game-changing as Lara's working away at that gen 25% through, so it's about 70-60 seconds left on that gen. That was a crazy firecracker. That was a crazy pallet stun save. Very well played by Elo. We're gonna go drop down, but our survivor is very patient here. Doesn't like get the killer fall into them. No, wow. Wow. I am honestly like so impressed by that. And with that, I believe Mia's gonna get that gen now to 60%. This down and this tunnel out needs to happen now. We are at our Taikon, by the way, at 6 hooks and 3 fresh. Yeah, 6 hooks, 3 fresh. And Elo is now in the chase. So if anyone, actually, it doesn't matter. If anyone goes down here, it is a win for Aegis. So it is very important that the survivors all make it out of this trial at this point without another hook stage coming. But it is looking unlikely as Elo is down and will now be hooked. And it looks like Lara on Mia here left that generator to try and come support, but unfortunately I think that was a misplay, as this means the Train Rest hits that Shack gen, keeping our survivors in the trial just a little bit longer. And we do spot our injured survivor here, and we get stuck unfortunately on the door frame. Tragedy, as this allows Raffi here to make a little bit more distance toward that 7 area. They do get the unhook. I'll be honest, like, committing Raffi here I think is fine, especially if you can get this down fairly quickly. But oh, Fasty here, like, starting the power and then cancelling it, causing Raffi to try and dodge the power by crouching around the corner, but unfortunately they were not in power as the gen and Shack does finish. We are now in our endgame here with 8 stage, 4 fresh on the board. Which does mean that Aegis takes our first set here on Good Guy. Oh, we spot Mia here. Now both of our survivors are injured, and we have Elo here on Quan running towards that gate at 2. I think they'll probably get at least 1 out. So I'm honestly expecting from this stage in the game, 10 stage 4 fresh. Like, I think Lara does not have the distance to make anything here as she does go down. Will Elo have enough time to open the gate? And I think with this pick, it 100% will. So this will definitely secure a 10 stage Farfetch, as Elo will open this gate and leave for Mia here on the hook, unfortunately, as I'm fairly certain this is impossible to save at this point. Like, yeah. Elo leaves and Mia is sacrificed here to the entity for a 10 stage Farfetch end result here for Aegis' killer on the good guy. Very well played. I think Fasti played it really well and their survivors put up a really good fight, and honestly it was fairly close. But ignore me fumbling with my OBS scenes, I'm afraid. But yeah, no, that was a very good first set. I'm very much looking forward to our second set, which is unknown. And as many of you guys probably know at this point, I really love my unknown sets. They are my favorite killer, and so I'm super, super excited whenever I get the chance to cast an unknown set. And this is gonna be Aegis' pick, so we're going to see who's gonna we're gonna see them play from the looks of this, Fasti on the unknown. So we're gonna get that lobby set up. It's looking like the same lobby. So we're just gonna get all the builds sorted and everything, and we're gonna hop right into the next game in a few moments. So I'll catch you guys in maybe a couple of minutes, and stay tuned for our lovely unknown game here on Ormond Lake Mine. Be right back. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4, Round 2 of our main bracket here with Incured versus Aegis. This time we have Aegis' set of My favorite killer. We have Fasti on the Unknown playing for Aegis with a very, a very strong build here with Painrest Erupt, Corrupted, Wretched Fate. This is the same build I ran personally in the qualifiers. The only real difference is on the one add-on instead of Footprint Cast, we have Notebook of Theories, which I'm not too big fan of missing Footprint Cast because that increases our clone generation, which increases our map pressure and macro power. A very wonderful tag there on that window vault, punishing Elo for that medium. But Notebook of Theories does increase your chase power, making that 6% hinder you get for the direct hit of the UVX lasting 2 more seconds, which is slightly notable here. And we have Obscure Game Cartridge, which is 30% break speed after teleporting, and 30% vault speed as well for 20 seconds, which gives you, with a 20-second duration and 25-second teleport cooldown, there's a 5-second downtime, and Opa, what an insta-pop! Odds the pallet is dropped, creating that 2 surface area for the UVX to get to instantly explode, as the UVX will always explode after a singular bounce, and hitting 2 surfaces at once uses both the bounce and the hit, causing an insta-pop. Very well played here, very fast first down as Painrest is slammed here in our middle hook. Very strong Painrest hook, I fear, for our survivors here, as that was an extremely fast unhook. Oh my! Which is fair enough, I guess. If the survivor can have a fairly decent second chase here, we could get back on our 3 split and maybe finish 3 gens by the time the second hit comes through. But the survivor is in a fairly decent position here. Like, perhaps Fasti could have maybe tried for a split there, but I think they didn't have enough distance. We catch what's her name? Rafi here on the Meg, dispelling a clone. Seeing them, literally just seeing them dispel the clone, but a cool little trick you could do on Unknown is the clone, you can see their aura right through the wall and stuff like that as the killer. They twitch slightly when the survivors are dispelling them, and if you notice that twitch, you can get survivors cross-map trying to touch your clones. And it's such a very cool thing to do, and it's so satisfying when you get it off. I personally hate it when survivors touch my clones, so every time I get the opportunity to do it, I would teleport over and give them a little whack, which also counts as them. It also interrupts them touching a clone, and when a survivor gets interrupted by touching a clone, it puts a weaken on them if they don't already have it. And we have another chase here. We catch, I think, the reset here in top main as the top main gen finishes, and we have Elo in the chase. Very good job, Elo flaring out there to dodge that insta-pop on the window frame. That's a fairly good shot to make here by Fasti, but Elo was able to avoid it. And we're here in the chase, and they managed to clear their weekend because they missed the UVX. It's kind of tough against survivors as good as these people. If you miss 2 consecutive, if you have to land 2 consecutive UVXs, I mean, sorry, to get that injured, to take that health state. Because if you miss just 1, it gives them enough time to clear, as the clear time is 10 seconds with a UVX cooldown of 8 seconds, giving you a 2-second window. If they're constantly clearing, a 2-second window to land that second shot, which is a bit tough sometimes. However, we do just bloodlust Elo down and get the down here before they can make that pallet. And we're going to put them on a hook, securing a potential tunnel out here. And we're off to teleport, looking maybe for some survivors here. We catch the generator here at 8. And we're going to get the kick with Obscure Game Cartridge, that 30% kick speed. Coming in clutch here, putting Eruption on the gen. The gen at 11 does finish, making it 3 gens remaining, but I still think this is a fairly good spot for a survivor. However, due to this, the unhook was fairly free. They managed to get the unhook, they managed to get the FTP, no one is punished so far. Instead, we catch Rafi here injured and going towards the middle of the map. If we get a quick down here, we could put 2 survivors on Death Hook, and this means that we could have 2 survivors out of the game fairly quickly, as that pallet is finished. A gen does finish in the background. I think Fasti is in a fairly solid position here. With 2 survivors on Death Hook, sure, we only have 4 stages into the game with 2 gens remaining, but 1 hook is in basement with a clone in front of Shack. This is potentially, unsavable if Fasti plays this right. This is, the clones can't be put too close to a survivor, and they will despawn any clones that are too close to the hook. However, this does not check verticality very well. It just checks I believe a circle around the hook, because you literally could put a clone on Shack stairs from you could put a clone on Shack stairs from with a survivor hooked in the basement. But they do get the pull here and the dispel on the clone, and we make it back. Are we gonna take a tag here on Rafi? We're gonna take a spit, and the question is, will they be able to get somewhere Oh, very unfortunate as that is a wall. And that will be our first sacrifice here. As Rafi doesn't quite make it into that little, like, crevice as they were looking back to try and clear the unknown weekend. This puts us in a 1v3 at 2 generators remaining. With a generator here at 8, be it like 75%, we potentially might see a generator pop somewhere. However, none of our survivors are currently on gens as they've been pressured off of them. It's a good spot for our killer. So this is... I'm honestly thinking this is potentially a 4k1. Especially if we get the down here on Elo. Like, I would happily trade at this point. I think trading like a generator for a kill on Elo is a fairly good option here. It puts us in a 2v1 at 1 generator remaining. And with like... when in a 2v1, you're unlikely to finish generator. That was an interesting spit, sorry. On the spectator, it looked like it bounced off of the air, but it likely bounced off of those cans to the left. Maybe a bit of desync there between Spec and the killer player, as they are on, I believe, EU. So, yeah, there is a bit of ping discrepancy between my view and theirs. However, we are in chase here with Bill on the Tori, and we do get the down here in the 6 style. Very well played by Fasty, and this is going to secure possible pain res, which I think is very much needed right now. Another thing to note that I haven't mentioned is that Wretched... I mean, I did mention earlier that Wretched Fate is in play. Oh, I think that gen pops before the... It does. But, Lara here is attempting to work through Wretched rather than clearing it, which, not gonna lie, is very, very rough. So we have a chase here now on Elo, and it's up to Lara to try and maybe get this... Either get this gen done, or get the unhook happening. Because... Ooh... We do instead opt to teleport, and we spot Lara, we get the spit. Guys, is this a 2-tap? Oh, it is a 2-tap. As Lara does not make the pallet, and we are going down. Elo running towards that hook at Tori, getting the pull, and we're gonna go Pain Rest Lara here. I think is the ideal outcome of this, and this Pain Rest being right in front of the active gen is potentially devastating for our survivors. I expect the survivors to try and pressure that generator at 7, and we're gonna get the generator here at 2 as the other gen being pressured. And it's... yeah, like, very good position here for Fasty for a 4k1. Do we catch the reset? The answer is... oh, there was no reset. We're just looking for a survivor, and no one was there in the edge map as we get a pull here. Oh, we see someone mid. And it is Mia here on the Lara in the middle of the map. However, this is our Wretched Fate player. Out of the 3 survivors, I feel this is the worst chase. Bill is a good chase, as they're not Wretched Fate, they're injured. And Elo is a very good chase, because if you get them, that's a tunnel out, right? Oh, we catch Elo here on the generator at 2. This is, I think we might be able to commit this chase, depending on how fast we could get this down. However, this killer is the harmless. A very good flare out there on Elo to not get hit through the wall, as UVX does go through walls, the explosion does. And it will injure / weaken you through them. Elo's doing a very good job dodging these UVXs here and dodging these M1s, and they're going to make that window fall. And yeah, no, this is the chase the survivors need to get this last generator done. While Elo is in chase here, I believe we have the survivors working away at the gen at 7, possibly doubling it. Oh, actually, no, we are resetting. Oh my. Again, this is a very good spot for Fasty to be in. Catching the reset before it happens, only getting one of the 2 survivors reset. We're gonna get a spit, but it does not connect. Very good dodge here by Bill. I still think we're in the realm of 4k1. Fasty has to play really well here. Oh, we're gonna get obscure game cartridge value, 30% vault speed, and we're gonna get down here on Mia. Will we opt to hook? That is the question. The answer is yes. Oh my, Fasty, playing such a very good game of Unknown. I fucking love this killer. And also very good game sense with these teleports by Fasty. Very on point, taking advantage of Unknown's mobility here to cut off survivors doing gens, to cut off the reset, keep the survivors doing stuff that isn't forwarding the game state in their favor. And we're gonna go up here on top of main, and we're gonna maybe catch Elo. Will we get Elo with the spit through the wall? The answer is no. I thought I saw an animation happen on like the left side of the HUD, and I thought we got the injury, but it was just Mia getting unhooked in the background. Oh, we're gonna teleport here and try to catch them on the hook. Mia has a potential like tunnel out as well to turn this into 1v2, but not ideal, as Mia is our Wretched Fate, so they are their gen pressure is like 33% worse compared to everyone else. We're going to be looking for our survivors, but it looks like our killer is checking 11 when our survivors are at like between 7 and 8. Oh me, oh my. And that means Elo, by the way, is back on this gen that's at 50% here at the 2 area. Oh, we do get the down with that swing. Oh my, and we're gonna get the pick, and we're gonna opt the hook here, putting all of our survivors at death hook. Also, this is a very good result. Even if the last gen finishes here and all the survivors escape, we are at our like 9 stage 4 fresh. This is like, for unknown, we're looking at what, 6 stages, maybe 5. I would say 5 to 8 stages on this map, maybe 6 to 9 stages. So like, this is like the upper end of average here for unknown, which is a very good result. But I believe Elo is gonna be finishing this gen very soon, as it is like 80%. So we're going to need to get this down fairly quickly, and we could probably shoot for a 4K2 if we could get these 2 downs consecutively. Oh, Bill on the very end of that endurance. And they do manage to clear the UVX. We get the teleport. The last gen finishes. Obscure Game Cartridge, 30% vault speed. Trying to mind game this pallet. A very cool bounce there. Very well played by Fasty. Bouncing it off the top of the pallet, causing it to go a bit farther in than if you bounce it towards the center or the bottom side of the pallet. You could adjust how far the UVX bounces in like pallets like that based on how high up on the pallet you shoot. The closer to the bottom, the closer it will bounce. So if you think the survivor is gonna like flare out from the pallet, bounce it near the top and you'll probably get like a hit. And that will be 10 stage 4 fresh. A very respectable result here for our killer. Very well played. Very amazing stuff by Fasty here. And we are now going to go over very soon to our next killer here, playing for Incured. I'm very excited to see. I love my unknown sets, so I'm excited to see how they do with a win condition of 11 stages. We'll be right back as we get the next lobby set up. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League main bracket round 2 here in season 4 with Incured versus Aegis. This time we have Incured on the unknown with a win condition of 11 hook stages here. We have Elo once again on the killer, and I'm very excited to see how they do. From the look of this the score screen going into this, they are P100 unknown, so I'm excited to see what they cook up, like with a very cool bounce off of the pallet into a hit at the window there. Very well played here by Drago. But sorry, not by Drago, by Elo to get the weekend onto Drago. Will we get the... Okay, I was gonna say, if we're gonna get the injure through the window at the door, that'd be very good. But very good flare out by Drago. I mean, this is Aegis' set, so I assume they are practiced on this killer. And we will be looking around for some survivors here. We do spot Drago once again, this time with Valdez. So we're kind of looping with friends right now, so we have Fasty and Tech on generators in the background. Not the fan of getting two survivors in chase at the same time. We try to get an insta-pop on the window, but we don't. Instead, we take an M1 for that. And Draco walks back into Shack here. Oh, a good dodge here by Drago. And we're gonna drop, and we're gonna catch a survivor with a teleport. They have a pallet, and they just send it. They send it with a very good greed there. The insta-pop, not quite. I think it would have been better served for Elo to shoot that like in the center there, to bounce it slightly forward past the pallet. But the insta-pop on the pallet is a very good shout if you think the survivor... Ooh, we're getting stuck on the locker. Unlucky, Fasty. But the insta-pop on the pallet is a very good shot if you think the survivor is going to double back into you. And we're gonna go here and then miss a spit, unfortunately, but Fasty makes this fairly strong jungle gym here, and they do get a very good dodge as they try to shoot a UVX as if Fasty was gonna go straight, but they instead dodged to their right. We're gonna get pop here onto the pallet vault on very good corner shot there. We get a teleport. We don't have... I was gonna say we don't have blurry photo, so maybe it doesn't connect, but like I don't think that's a very viable shot, but this might be. Ooh, Fasty tugging that wall, getting that UVX clear. So another gen pops in the background. Sorry, I was gonna say, with blurry photo, making the recovery from the teleport 1.2 seconds instead of 1.3 seconds. Maybe we get that hit on the pallet, but I think that was a bit too far for the clone. We're gonna get the down here, 2 gens pop in the background for our first hook. Like, I mean, this is fairly strong for position for our survivors, I'll be honest. It's not the end of the world for unknown. It is possible for them to come back from this position into a 4K, but it's not extremely likely. It requires the unknown to get some really crazy UVX hits for some quick downs, and it's also a bit on the survivors onto making a couple of errors. The lingering hitbox of the UVX there, catching Drago with a weaken, but Drago does make this pallet. We could potentially get a spit here if they play it right. Oh, and the run into pallet drop strong by Drago. And we're gonna get a spit here, yeah. And no, with like this much gen pressure on the board, it is looking less and less likely we're going to get a 4K here. But I mean, if we get 11 stages, that's very good. And if we get 10 stages and 4 fresh, that's a tie. Oh wait, 10 I'm pretty sure... Yeah, 10 stages is always 4 fresh hooks. My bad, team. We do get the hook here, getting our pain res out, finally, as Fasty was not pain res, as they died in such a good spot, and pain res RNG just wasn't there, and there were no pain reses at that 11 area. A very fast pull. And a bit of body blocking here from Drago to get Valdez a bit more space. A UVX spit comes. We do have once again Notebook of Theory. Same build as last time. No footprint cast. I really like footprint cast. I'm a bit biased. Ooh, almost, but Drago, you're not gonna make that. You dodged way too far out. Survivor is here. We have a teleport. Like, that's a free hit there with the teleport. And I think we're gonna get the pick here. Okay, we're gonna ideally put Drago back in that mid hook. I don't know, guys. Like the fast pull, I could see the reasoning and like the game plan behind it, but unfortunately, I feel like the down was too fast to make that fast pull worth it. We now have a death hook survivor. We're still at 3 gens. A gen did not pop yet. And we have Tech here still affected by Wretched Fate. Elo getting these really good hits on these pallets, because like it's very hard, like it's very dangerous to vault these pallets against Unknown if you're because they could pop it from the inside there and get like a hit through the wall. As UVX Explosion, as I said earlier, ignores terrain. They do get a pull here once again on Drago. Drago using that 10% movement speed and that, like, you know, to make this pallet here. This is one of the stronger pallets against Unknown, I feel, in this map. And they do make it to the silo here. And the silo pallet. Oh, they're going to vault in, potentially trying to dodge a UVX. However, very good patience by Elo, not shooting right away, getting that hit. And we're going to be going into the underground area. I think we got stuck a little bit there, as we do get the down here as on to Drago, securing our first tunnel out here. 2 gens remaining. I'm trying to think, guys. Like, okay, yeah, I think we are looking at stages with that gen popping. I was like trying to like figure out. Oh, and never mind. I see this. I see the generator at the 6 o'clock by Shack. It is not looking good. It is like 90% here. Our survivors all kind of like around the area. Valdez we saw at here at bottom mid doing that generator, and our other 2 survivors are lurking at like I think the 3 to 2 area, and the other one was lurking somewhere in the like 9-ish area. But with that generator at this much pressure and the gen spread this far apart, I don't think this is a defendable position for Elo. I think a gen is gonna pop, and I'll be honest, we're very far away from our 10 stages here. A miracle needs to happen. They need to hit some insane UVX shots and get some really quick downs. But I believe in all of our Unknown players. I fucking love this killer. So it's not over till it's over, guys. But it is looking very hard. We do see survivors like trying to pressure this gen. We catch Nia. I believe we caught either Fasty or Tech walking down the mid there. Ideally, we want to keep pressuring Fasty and Nia and Valdez here. Oh, sorry, not Fasty and Valdez. As Tech is still affected by Wretched Fate. And it's very interesting. Our survivors here are opting to play through Wretched Fate, which can be quite a detriment. We're gonna get a run out there, and we're gonna unfortunately take an M1 for that, which is, I think, slightly better than taking a UV exit, as taking a UV exit extends your cleanse time by 8 more seconds. And with that last gen popping, I do not think... No, not the invisible hitbox. You hate to see it. Sometimes behavior models the hitboxes of items very well, and sometimes you have shit like that. Very good spit there by Fasty, by the way, over the onto Fasty by Elo over the window. But I'm afraid that it looks like our survivors will be making it out here. As an injury here, we have a teleport. We have to teleport now, and we have to get this cut off here. We're gonna get the vault with our 30% speed. We're gonna get the spit. Possibly, we are not spitting. Instead, we're opting to M1. And will we get a heal deck? The answer is potentially. And we're gonna go pull Fasty here, and that will secure 6 stage 2 fresh, which unfortunately means that Aegis here takes the set and the match, winning both the good guy and the unknown set here on the Ormond Leg Mine. Very well played here by our killers and survivor players, but Aegis just showing putting up some really amazing survivor gameplay and getting some really strong results on their killer as well. So yeah, no, that they take it 2-0. Very well played, and yeah, that will be our match for tonight. However, I will be seeing you guys in, I believe, if my math serves me, 6 hours and 30 minutes for our next game of Angle versus Evori. And I am looking forward to that, as it is going to be Nightmare, Dark Lord, and then Blight Tiebreaker, with Nightmare on Wretched Shop, Dark Lord in Ironworks of Misery 2, and Blight in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza if we do get to that tiebreaker, which is a map to see Blight on, honestly think. But with that, that will conclude our match for tonight. Thank you all for being here, and if you guys were on our previous matches earlier, thank you all for being there as well. This has been a fun like 8 hours of casting, but I will have to call it here, for that is, we're out of matches to cast, and I will see you guys all in a couple of hours, hopefully, for our Angle versus Evori match. Thank you all for being here. I hope you had a wonderful time. I'm Mal ANZ. I'm one of the owners here in Blood Rush League. Come check our Discord to keep in touch with our match schedules and all of that. And if you're interested in seeing me play Dead by Daylight, I also do stream at mal_ANZ. I am an unknown main, so I fucking love unknown. If it wasn't obvious from the casting tonight. And I'll see you guys all next time. Have a lovely rest of the day or night, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you, and yeah, see you all hopefully in a couple of hours. Bye.